Well, again, welcome everyone. Just a short intro of Sama. Sama's president and CEO of Portkey Solutions. She and her team have been working at this for about 5 years, and they help small businesses increase their visibility within Google, as well as web development and SEO development. I will now turn this over to Sama, and I will mute and stop videoing myself. There we go.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here and coming to the workshop. Yeah, I just put together, some of the things that over the years that I've, pain points that I've heard from a lot of small business owner clients of mine. And I just wanted to put together this presentation to kind of share the benefits of digital marketing and how several, especially small businesses, can really benefit without having to put really large budgets into it. So I'm just going to share my screen here. And let me know if it looks good. All right. And I'm happy to get started now. So yeah, I've owned Portkey SEO Solutions now for over 5 years. Started off purely doing organic SEO for small businesses and helping them show up on the first page of Google and get their phone ringing. Over some time, we added some more services like web development and a few different things just to really encompass all the different types of digital marketing that we could possibly offer to help smaller businesses really elevate their rankings online. So here's a quick glimpse into my team. And I'd like to move on to just a business need. What is a basic business need? The questions that I was facing all the time from small business owners, solo entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, not really sure where to start or what their main pain points were. They needed help driving more traffic to their business. They weren't getting enough phone calls. It was impossible almost for them to compete with larger companies. For example, take some really large HVAC companies in the Twin Cities versus a mom and pop, HVAC company. Projects weren't being booked for the next 2 months for several clients, and they were worried about that, while they're doing the work, especially solo entrepreneurs or a two-man team. How are they able to do everything and also keep the leads coming in? They were not sure where their customers would find them next, or how they can find their customers, and also spending too much on leads that just weren't converting. So these are the main pain points that we were dealing with. And that kind of helps me slide into SEO. So what is SEO? Search engine optimization essentially means that your website is optimized in a way to show up in search engines like Google, Yahoo, or Bing when people search for answers to their questions. If somebody is looking for a plumber in Minneapolis, for example, they're most probably going to call the first 3 people that pop up on their phone once they search for a plumber in Minneapolis with good ratings, as opposed to go to the second page or the third page or the fourth page. No one's ever going to do that. Time is money. People don't have time to really scroll around to different pages to search for what they want. They want their answer instantly right there. So that's where we realized that search engine optimization is so important, because as a small business, if you are not showing up locally in the neighborhood that you actually want to be working in, then there's a problem. So a little more dive into just SEO. At first, nobody knows the name of your company, but perhaps they're searching for your products or services. So what organic SEO means is people are not searching for your company name, because it's impossible for completely new customers to know that. But what they're searching for is a need they have or a service they're interested in. And the magic of SEO is you showing up when they search for this service. So you only get customers that are really 100% interested in what you want to do. So this is what we call inbound marketing, where people find you when they need you. It is extremely effective for small businesses, because in this way, even when you're running ads or doing some other kind of marketing where you're putting money into, like, say, Google ads, for example, or, Facebook ads, you're not just, doing a huge net approach where you're just going to focus on everybody in your neighborhood, but you're really going to fine tune people who actually might need your services. So in other words, you want to target phrases and keywords that are relevant to your service offering rather than your company. as you build loyalty and credibility over time, and branding becomes more and more important. And at this point is when you may want to incorporate, messaging to strengthen the relationship with your customers, and just so you can instill trust in your brand. So once you are legitimately showing up, and you can see over here, these are just some of our clients where they're showing up multiple times on the first page for search queries. So say your business shows up on the first page of Google 5 times, people are going to call you because they know that they can see that you've invested in your own business, and then you're pushing your competitors aside. So like I said before about inbound marketing is, again, just to repeat, people can find you when they need you. It is not just anybody and everybody, and you want somebody to find you on Facebook or Google and who don't really need your services. So you always want to get found for the service you want to be found for in the city that you want to be found in. This is called localized optimization. As a smaller business, this is crucial for you to really focus your marketing dollars on. I have several clients that tell me that, hey, Sama, I'm located in the East Metro. I only want to work in this area. I don't want to send my guys to work here, there, everywhere. I don't personally want to drive to different zip codes, but I want to work here. How will you help me show up just in these areas? And that is such a more effective approach than really trying to market to bigger cities just to get found. And again, it gets you the right kind of customer as well, right where you want to be working. I also want to dive into why digital marketing is important for small businesses, compared to traditional marketing. When small businesses get started, their focus is often on how to get their first group of customers through the door. So small businesses may rely on traditional forms of advertising, such as print ads, coupon mailers, even big signs on the side of the road. They may trust that since, they know they offer a good product or service, it's only a matter of time until customers will find their way to them. However, when you start your business, it's important to you know how good of a service or a product you're offering. But over time is when your customers will know and talk about it with each other for them to really, for you to build that brand loyalty. Right when you start off, people don't know that. So there's a better way of getting in front of people, like we discussed, localized optimization online, because everybody's on their phone nowadays. Yes, you can be on one billboard and it's going to cost you a lot of money to be on that one billboard, but only in one part of town where people may happen to drive past, but may not even be your target. That approach, or even TV advertisements and radio, is, again, only going to be targeting certain types of people, and it's not 100% possible it's going to fit the mold that you want to target, but also they're ridiculously expensive compared to digital marketing. So with digital marketing, there are so many options out there with social media, with your own website that you can get going, with Google My Business page, with so many different things that you can do. Yes, spending your time, but not necessarily spending too much money on. And everything that, even in my business that we do, we actually don't do paid Google ads whatsoever. We optimize our clients' websites and online profiles organically. That means we don't pay for keywords, we don't pay for ads. We have a bunch of strategies we utilize on the website to help it get found continuously. So with digital marketing, you can really compete with larger companies, with bigger companies, because you might have a smaller budget, but you're still going to get found on the first page, just as a larger company may be able to with their marketing budget. So here I just listed out some really great benefits of digital marketing. So you get the chance to interact with prospective customers, people asking questions. You can help figure out their needs, their wants, their questions about things, FAQs. This builds a level of trust and loyalty with your customer as well. When you're talking back and forth, people realize you're not just a big company, but you actually value their input, their comments, their questions, and it builds a level of trust. You can learn exactly what your customers' need is. You can save money and reach more customers for less than traditional marketing. You can get to know your audience. You can allow them to know you and your brand, which can also help create brand loyalty. And that's kind of like, you can use digital marketing to reach an enormous audience in a way that is both cost effective and measurable. So you don't have to put too much in there, but you're everywhere online, and people sitting, across the world can still find you. So your customers are online. Most of your customers online. Yes, you can do different types of marketing. You can do network marketing. You can go to networking groups. But then again, at the end of the day, there's only one you, or maybe you have a sales team. There's only a few of them. You can't reach the amount of people that you can possibly reach when you go online. So if you have been avoiding digital marketing, is it because you think you're simply not ready, or do you think you just need some time to get established and then you will figure out a digital marketing angle? The problem with this approach is that your customers and potential customers are already online right now, today. There's a good chance that they might already be looking for a business like yours, but if they can't find you easily, they're probably going to choose somebody else. So you need to let your customers come to you. Thinking of digital marketing as a way to make yourself accessible to the people you're trying to reach in order to offer your products and services. So the scope of your business can reach well beyond your walls. You're able to attract a much larger audience than you possibly could by just catering to local prospects. And by creating a web presence, your business is open for business even when it's closed, because it can be after hours and people are still browsing before going to bed, looking for what they need and looking at your website. A lot of the website requests or contact form fill outs or requests for meetings are probably going to be filled out after hours when people have time to just decompress and kind of like look at all the different things that they wanted to do during the day after their work, and reach out to you. So you can create an atmosphere in which your customers can come to you anytime, day or night, at their convenience. Customers and prospects can send you emails with questions, make purchases overnight, and browse your inventory. Potential customers who have no way to physically come to you can still do business with you, whether they are limited by disability, transportation, or simply living far away. So that's where you can really, you have a product, you can do it nationally, you have a service, and you can do virtual Zoom meetings, you can still carry out your services like that. Currently, even though my business started in Minnesota and we're based in Minnesota, we have clients nationally and internationally that we work with, and we're able to communicate via Zoom or other virtual ways to communicate. Most importantly, you can expand your profit margins in a way you've never experienced before by simply going online. So kind of like what I just went over again, and this PowerPoint is going to be shared with you guys as well, just to show you all the benefits that you can really get about really investing in your digital marketing. I would say the engagement portion of it is really, really important, because nowadays people want answers now. And what I would add over here is, having a beautifully built website is so, so important, where people can ask their questions. Not only having a contact form, but having a chat box on your website is going to increase your conversion rate by much more nowadays, because you can have someone monitoring that on their phone, and you're actually communicating with your customer live, where you can get meetings set up right away. That's a really good way to make sure your conversions are intact. So what does SEO really entail? You're probably wondering, okay, is it just this big magical term that you just do SEO and we just suddenly show up on the first page? No. SEO strategy is basically a collection of different marketing techniques that we can put together depending on your goals, depending on your budget, depending on your competitors, depending on your environment of marketing and like who you're competing with. It's a custom strategy we put together for each and every small business client that's going to work for them. And these different marketing techniques can include keyword optimized landing pages on clients' websites, social media marketing, email marketing, guest posting on high ranking domains, online profile creation and management. This can be multiple different directories that we can get you listed on, or even multiple different social profiles that you may be listed on, and also getting your reviews up there. One thing to know nowadays is that when people find you online, they do their homework even before they reach out to you. They look at your reviews, they Google your name, they see all your social profiles, they see you're active, not active, and after that, they actually usually come to you and send you messages to start a relationship. So I'd like to go a little bit into detail about, why digital marketing is important for small businesses when it comes to websites. So a responsive website design is extremely, extremely important nowadays, something that can really change, on a larger screen, on a mobile screen, on a tablet, on a smaller laptop. So, so important. Around 56% of consumers don't trust a business without a website. Around 98% of business owners say a Facebook page is not a substitute for a website. And around 58% of people in general believe that having a website is key to success when starting out. Around 60% of consumers are frustrated by websites that don't work well on phone and tablets. So your customers will not really give you a second chance at a first impression. So in a digital world, first impressions are vital, and an outstanding website design is the key to success. A website should not just draw attention, but the role of a website is to attract and engage the user, as well as communicate your brand and raise awareness about a product or service. So we all know how important it is to get your website on the first page of search engines, but what next? Someone might click on your link and be led to an outdated website with low user functionality. Therefore, it's important as a small business to make sure to design and develop your website to make it look modern, be responsive across different mediums like phones, tablets, laptop screens, and have user-friendly functionality. You should give a fresh and captivating look to your website so it grabs the attention of customers so they stay longer on your page and are more likely to either contact you, buy a product, or want to learn more. Your company image is everything. So if it appears to be top notch on the World Wide Web, you have achieved your goal. Because again, this is the first impression a lot of people get about you and your business is by simply going to your website. And you want a website that's going to wow somebody enough to really convert them into a customer. Moving on, I'd like to talk a little bit about social media. Social media is an excellent free tool for small businesses to utilize for exposure. There's so many avenues. There's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook. If you create good content, if you create content that people want to see, quick videos about, answering questions about your business or help guide people and, help them with like a few, tips and tricks in the industry that you're good at, you can really build a followership from there. An effective social strategy can help you grow your business, maintain your social presence, and engage with the audience. In today's time and age, the power and reach of social media is undeniable. Therefore, as a small business, you should make sure to develop a solid presence for your company and social networks in order to increase your brand exposure so you can grow your target audience. So using social network platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Google My Business, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they will all help to increase your online presence and customer service. But after establishing social media accounts, the second step is to constantly create content that attracts attention. You don't want to just have a Facebook page or Instagram page that's just there, but there's nothing happening on it. People want to see how active you are as a business. People want to be able to ask you questions through your social profiles. They want to be able to share it with people if need be. So there is a lot that you can do with your social profiles as well, other than collect reviews. But the best thing about it is a lot of the times people can share your website address, but having a follower share a post of yours that's probably going to appeal to his audience, that's going to get in front of more people, is probably going to be really beneficial to you. Again, these are all free to set up and to create content on. So I would 100% recommend really upping your social media strategy, thinking about content and sharing. And you can even do trial and error and share content and see what the engagement's like, what the views are like, and then ask your customers what they want to see. Ask your followers what they want to see. That's the best way to really come up with something. Here's just a quick example of some social media that we do for our clients. All the branding, all the designs, everything is included. We like to share content that's going to drive engagement and have people want to really, engage with the post. I'd also like to move on to email marketing. Marketers agree that email is a key to business, especially for return on investment and developing long-lasting profitable relationships, especially for repeat buyers. So a personalized, segmented, and targeted email marketing campaign is important for brand awareness and to drive conversions. Every small business should use email marketing as a powerful strategy to stay in front of your customers by sharing updates and information about your products and services on a regular basis through emails, you help to reinforce the value of your product or service to your customer. And this can be done in several ways. You can do promotional emails, informational emails, holiday greetings, industry news, and newsletters. And you can really segment your audience as well. You can have your business partners that you work with, your potential clients that you work with, repeat clients that you work with for a different type of service. And there's so many different things you can do. The point of this is you stay relevant. You stay relevant on your website, you stay relevant on your social media, and you stay relevant doing your email marketing campaigns, and you stay in front of your audience regularly. So 100% recommend that. Here's just a quick sneak peek into some of the email campaigns that we do for our clients in some different industries, and just showing you that everything that we do send out has good information, but it's also custom designed to look good. So our audience actually wants to see it. And moving on, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the importance of online reviews. Nowadays, again, like I said, you're finding your website online. That is the first impression somebody gets of your business if they've never met you in person, especially as a small business, or ever interacted with you in any other way. The first thing that somebody's going to look at is your reviews online. And that's probably going to determine whether they even end up reaching out to you. So around 91% of consumers regularly read online reviews. Around 84% of people trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation from a friend. Around 87% of people say that a business needs a rating of 3 to 5 stars before they will even consider to use them. Around 74% of consumers say that positive reviews make them trust a local business even more. And around 59% of consumers look at 2 to 3 review sites before they make a decision about a business, whether that be Facebook, Google, Yelp, the BBB. On average, a 1-star increase on Yelp leads to a 5 to 9% increase in revenue, while one negative comment can cost you up to 30 customers not choosing to work with you. This should be sufficient enough information as to why getting those reviews is crucial. You may have provided an excellent service to your client, but make sure that they share that online so you can continue to provide that service to others who will hire you based on that one review. So my recommendation would be setting up that Google My Business page where you can collect all those reviews, that Facebook page, you can collect those reviews, but more than anything, set up a process internally within your business that, hey, as soon as you have a project that comes to completion, your project manager follows up with a client to get that review in. It needs to be a part of your process. It's always a good way to even incentivize that, because some clients, we have some clients that incentivize, $5 to $10 off their bid or estimate or something like that, that goes back to the client if they're able to get a review, because that one review, again, is going to help get you so many more clients, and it's going to be so valuable. So I want to get to content marketing strategy. I know I mentioned earlier keyword optimized landing pages. Those are basically pages that we create on your website that are rich in content and also target locations. So all that content is written for Google to track and hopefully to rank you on the first page. So if you don't have a content marketing strategy, you need to make sure you get working on it after this workshop, because that is what's really going to help you get found for keywords and for locations. So what we do in this situation is we look at an industry that our client is working in, and say our client says, hey, we want to show up for these 3 services in these 5 cities. We run the Google Keyword Planner to kind of see in those 5 cities with keywords relating to those 3 services, what are the highest volume keywords that people are actually typing in those locations. You don't want to do like a whole search of the whole state or the whole country, because that's going to be irrelevant, but you really want to do it for those particular cities that the client is interested in targeting. And that's what you utilize in all the content that you're going to be creating continuously on the back end of the website. So content is everything when it comes to SEO. It is important to write content-rich pages and blogs for your website. You should know that what Google is looking for when crawling your page, and highlight your main service and products in a way that Google will catch and magnify the keywords your website is optimized for. So like I said, you use the Google Keyword Tool Planner, and that's where you can make sure to use a high ranking keyword list for your business. I would even recommend updating that every 2 weeks to get the most relevant keywords, and make sure all your website pages and blogs contain just the right amount of information and layout that Google needs. This strategy is what you need to adopt for your business to continuously be able to show up on the first page. Again, it's not a one-time thing. Content marketing is where you have to continuously create new pages and new content on your website to stay relevant. I tell all my clients, SEO is not a one-time thing. You can't just boost a website once or boost a Google My Business page, put a bunch of content on there 1 month, and then expect to show up continuously on the first page for the rest of the few months. No, there's so many external factors involved in that. You might put a lot of money into it maybe 1 month, but your competitor's not stopping. So yeah, you might rank well the first month, maybe the second, but you're going to continuously fall down if you don't keep creating content. It is a constant strategy that has to keep going. It's not one time. And as long as you're in business, this is just something you have to invest in to stay relevant. Blogging is an excellent tool for SEO, and that can help maintain your website's ranking online. At Portkey, we choose the higher scoring keywords, as I explained, in your industry and use them when writing these blogs. Blogs are also just a great way for you to engage with your customers with interesting content from industry information, special offers, new products, services, similar to what you're going to be sharing on your social media. And what I really tell my clients is, if you're creating a really good piece of content, written content for your website, you shouldn't waste that content. You should be able to share it on your TikTok, share it on your Instagram, on your Facebook, share it everywhere, email campaigns. You don't know which audience it's going to resonate with. So creating that one piece of content and having the ability to be able to share it across the board for free is something that you should definitely utilize as a small business. Every blog needs to have, just a few tips about your blogs. Have the right keywords in there, target the locations you want to target in there, provide information in there that's going to help your potential client with a problem, and you have a solution to that problem. You also want to put sufficient amount of links in your back to your relevant website pages in there. Highlight certain things that you do, create pathways for more customer traffic that lands on your website by maybe somebody reads a blog page of yours and then you have links to another blog that might also appeal to them. You want to create easier ways for people to find content that they're going to resonate with and then end up converting as a customer. So blogging is essential for any company to maintain their online visibility, and we recommend doing this on a monthly basis. Here, I just wanted to quickly show SEO results. We're talking about SEO and all these different things you're doing, but if you're not tracking what you're doing, what's the point of really doing it? You can't measure the conversions. You can't measure, okay, this happened, I put this much budget into this area. So here, I just wanted to show you a quick example of a client and the type of analytics that we do report on. Since we do SEO completely organically for our customers, we don't do Google Ads. There are two avenues that we really report on. One is your Google My Business rankings of showing up on the first page. And then one is the website. So on the left-hand side, you can see one of our clients is a local drywall contractor in Minnesota. And this is just pulled up from their Google My Business analytics for 1 month in the middle of 2020, last July. You can see that their Google My Business page was found on the first page for almost 30,000 people organically for the relevant keywords they want to be found for in 1 month in the middle of a pandemic. And that's how powerful Google My Business is if you utilize it correctly. And on the right-hand side, you can see all the different strategies that I discussed earlier, the different marketing techniques we can put to create an effective SEO strategy. We can actually count the new users that their website got every single month in all of 2020. And you can see on average, it was 3,000 new users per month. Now, this is not repeat customers. This is not people who know the business and went directly. But if you see the organic search, people found them by searching for keywords that, are services that Home Drywall and Painting does provide. So it shows you a breakdown of organic search being the largest, direct people knowing the business, social media, referral. These are all internal links and external links and directory listings and their email campaigns. And it kind of shows you what's the most effective. And it's great for having these results put together, because then a customer can tell us for the next season, okay, well, we saw that most of the ROI was from this service. Let's put some dollars towards that and reallocate our resources to different marketing techniques. And it's always nice to have that. in order to re-strategize and get an even better strategy for the next year. So they say if you can measure it, then you can improve it. And in search, in SEO, measurement is critical to success. So we track all this data using Google My Business, Google Search Console, Trace My IP, multiple different trackers that we put on your website before starting anything to help analyze SEO strategy and create roadmaps to success. Digital marketing brings you leads that become prospects and then customers, which lead to profits. So knowing your numbers is really going to help you really get success out of your SEO strategy. I also wanted to touch upon directory listings. So every blog or landing page has sufficient links to link back to your website pages in addition to your social media networks. But having these links creates a pathway for more customer traffic that lands on your website. So as Google regularly changes its algorithms, it's consistently becoming smarter and more powerful in detecting legitimate versus spammy websites and links. So having other trusted websites link back to yours will only confirm to Google that your website is legitimate. So the more of these links that you develop, the higher your ranking and your overall domain authority for your website is going to become. So why are directory listings important? Well, you want your customers to be able to find your business online and come to you. So directory listings are really important. And I say usually in these three ways. One, you can instantly be listed on so many different directories that a lot of audiences follow. We have a tool that we utilize to get our clients on 75 different directories without, having to individually create an account on each one. So then we come up in front of 75 different audiences that you wouldn't have before. Another reason why it's very important is because it creates a legitimate link back to your website. And that's a bunch of backlinks that help boost your SEO, help you show up on the first page. Another reason why it's important is that just like your Google My Business page, you're able to share your services, your contact information, your pictures, your images, and everything on there. How we do it, we have a platform where we update it in one area and it pushes that information all across the board. Say you change your address, say you change your phone number, your email address, you change your website address. There's multiple directory listing platforms where you can change it in one area and it's going to mimic those changes across 75 different online directories. So it mitigates, the issue of you having to remember all the passwords for those, your logins being extra for every single one. And it's kind of nice to have that little extra boost that, it's kind of offsite SEO because we're not doing it on your website. So yeah, I just want to get to, if you're asking the question to yourself, have you done digital marketing yet? Have you been postponing it? Why would you choose to postpone putting time and effort in digital marketing? When is the right time, or you don't have the budget? Different small business owners, you may come up with a variety of reasons to avoid this type of marketing, but in the end, it really is procrastination because this is something that you can actually have complete control of if you start to do it yourself. Small businesses sometimes believe that, they don't have enough time or money to be competitive online. And, you can face so many challenges all at once, especially being a solo entrepreneur or just starting off, and you're already learning the ins and outs of everything else. However, like I said, the information, everything is available to you on Google. You simply need to do a search and try to understand, okay, where should I start first? What can I do first? And kind of make a checklist of these are all the different free avenues available to me. And, let's just start doing that and putting a large portion of your effort towards that. Because again, without leads, you don't have a business. Without closing customers, you don't really have a business. So I would say this should be a major part of your business development strategy when you're starting out in order to get to the next level of your business. So we do at Portkey have an online course available. It's a one-click download on our website that kind of goes through all the different things in details, the how-tos. I have like images set there for you to set up your own stuff online. So it kind of shows you the importance of different types of strategies, all the links and software and things that we utilize in-house as well, that are going to help you set everything up on your own and kind of give you like a checklist of, SEO of like what you can do yourself as well. So we have that available, and we came up with that right when the pandemic hit. So I'm coming to the end of this presentation here, and just wanted to share with you, here's just some of our local, national, and international clients. These are some of our, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram pages. We'd love a follow if you guys really want digital marketing tips. We put a lot of good information out there for you guys. And yeah, this is my team. And I just want to say thank you for giving me the chance to present to you and talk about digital marketing importance. And I'd love to get to some questions now. Okay, so I'm going to go back and start with a question from, oh, sure, I can show you that slide. Somebody just asked for some of our local, national, international clients. There you go. All right, I'm going to go to the first question in the chat box by Bill Arland. What is the least expensive digital marketing strategy to promote my B2B e-commerce website to large companies spread out all over the country rather than just local search? 95% of my clients and prospects are out of state. That is a great question. So we currently work with several companies, some in the Northeast, some out in Florida, and some out in California. A good way to target these different locations would be to start off by a statewide optimization strategy. So when I talked about keyword optimized landing pages built off of your website on the back end, you need to include content and pages that you create that are going to target specific states that you really want to start showing up in, and they're highly densely populated cities in there. That's a great way to start that kind of exposure for your e-commerce website. Another way to do that, again, is build that brand loyalty on your website. Get those email marketing campaigns going. When you're selling stuff on there, have an incentive for people to really leave their email address to be contacted later. Social media is going to be everything for you. I would also say with TikTok really up and coming, and Instagram Reels, creating those videos and seeking partnerships with local influencers in different states or micro influencers that you might find on these apps. Talking about your products is really going to help you get found and get noticed by the companies that you really want to be partnering up with. I'm going to address another question right here by, let's see. One moment. Okay, I have another question by Bill Arland again. Okay, so local SEO, not my focus. 95% of my clients are not in Minnesota. Yeah, like I said, I have several clients that provide their services and products in different states. So what we do for them is target those different states for them to show up over there. We have clients that do custom fabrication, for example. So like the Twin Stadiums has a massive sculpture or custom made, statue. They do that for different universities in different states. So what we help them show up for is custom fabrication targeted in the states that they want to be shown up in. And it works excellently. You can still do that. You don't have to do a local approach just in the radius that you're located in. You can simply create an avatar of your client where all the places they're located in and still touch upon those areas as well. It doesn't have to be local. If anybody has any more questions, please put them in the chat box and I'd be happy to address those for you. And yes, the presentation is going to be shared with everybody. I think latest by tomorrow morning.
I just launched the poll. If everyone could complete that, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. Oh, it looks like there are a couple of questions, some of that are in the Q&A.
Oh, I did not look at that.
My business does not provide a service. Rather a product. Is it important to do local optimization? My business is on an e-commerce site.
Sure. So I want to address the term local optimization. Local optimization doesn't necessarily mean geographically where you are sitting. Local optimization can mean where you are targeting your areas. You can create 5 different brackets of, say, 5 different states, and you want to optimize in those areas within those states. you can create your own list. It's just a matter of creating those keywords and putting those specific cities and naming those cities and states in your content. That's really going to help you organically get found. It doesn't have to be right where you're sitting. I hope that helps.
Well, does anyone else have any more questions for Sama? We have a little bit more time. Another question went into the Q&A. It was just, thank you. The answer was very helpful.
Okay, great. I got one more question. So have you worked with any business who sells a product globally through Shopify? Yes, I have. I work with currently 3 different custom t-shirt companies that do that. And they do ship to London, as far as I know, and I believe to Australia as well. And yeah, I mean, Shopify has a few different features, and just to get a little bit into detail into that, you know, your SEO also really depends on the platform that you choose to work with in terms of your website, whether it's WordPress, Wix, Weebly, Squarespace. One thing I really want to encourage is, if you guys are interested in long-term SEO, WordPress is going to be your winner solution platform to get your website set on. Even if you have e-commerce, WordPress with WooCommerce is excellent, and we've done quite a few websites with that. You have all the control of your SEO organically with that, optimization, everything, and it works flawlessly. For B2B, 100% recommend WordPress, even for B2C. The second, easy builder platform, if you're, you know, if you have budgetary constraints and you really want to try and like figure something out on your own, Wix actually has really good SEO for an easy builder website. However, Weebly, Squarespace, I would 100% recommend against if you really want to do organic SEO, only because they are not really well synced into Google's Search Console and getting tracked on Google in general. They're not very good for SEO. The only thing I would recommend Squarespace for is somebody who's already a social media influencer, already has a following from somewhere else other than Google. If you want a following from Google, Squarespace is not the platform to utilize. But yeah, Shopify is great for e-commerce. WordPress is great for e-commerce, but I would kind of stick to those 2 for e-commerce for sure. Am I currently taking on new clients? Yes, I am. Is optimizing Shopify a special beast? So, you know, there's so many different things. It really depends on the Shopify plan you have as well. There's so many different hosting plans. Depends on the level of, you know, backend access that you have in the dashboard. I would say it's time consuming, because when you have multiple different products, having those optimized the right way is something that you really have to, I would say, put in your system every time you add a product with different variations and categories. Just part of your checklist of things to do when you're uploading a new product is to make sure all the backend pieces, like the meta titles, the meta tags, everything, the description in the backend, everything is tagged appropriately and the best way possible. And please do your research before you do those taggings as well. So what is the amount of time to expect before we would see a financial return on investment? Weeks, months, generally speaking, of course. Okay, so something like this, again, depends on so many factors. It depends what services you're investing in. It depends on how much your budget is. It depends on how much the budget of your competitor is in the same areas you're trying to target and for the same services. A lot of different factors. I will have to say, in my experiences with small businesses, starting off the bat, when we recommend a plan to our customers, we kind of go through a priority list depending on budget. So starting off, those keyword optimized landing pages and creating those and blogs consistently on your website is going to pay for you down the line. It might take time for those to start showing on Google search, but once they do, those are hard to fall off if you're continuously doing blogging. And those are going to help you create those multiple links that you need to have a solid presence online. Things like social media, I think, would be something you have to kind of start off with today. Directory listings are going to give you an extra boost, but you know, I can't say that you're going to show up tomorrow. Say you don't have any competitors and you're the only person doing what you're doing in the areas of targeting. It is possible you might show up in a week on the first page. So what we can really track is visibility, and some clients we've had to show up in 2 days where we've gone in and just boosted their existing website for the right content, and they've instantly shown up literally the next 2 days because Google tracked their website. Another thing to keep in mind is we might do SEO on our end, but until the Google bot tracks that page that's been updated or the new page that's been created, it's not going to rank. Which is why using Google Search Console, which is a new tool to submit your sitemap and all the pages on your website to Google, you can kind of like push Google to go to your page faster and track it faster as well. So do look into Google Search Console. I have everything detailed in my training as well when it comes to Google Search Console too. Another question, I'm looking to start with digital marketing. I'm looking to start a community platform utilizing it to offer services, training courses, financial literacy improvement, ebooks. What would be the best way to market that web and coaching? Well, again, SEO is your #1 friend there. For something like that, I would highly recommend utilizing all your social media channels for most, I would say, exposure and visibility. For something like that, you really want to be, utilize YouTube, start a channel there, see if people are even interested in seeing that content. If you're starting small and you want to start in a localized area first, I would kind of see what, start targeting within your state, see if there's an interest for it for those different things. So financial literacy, keywords relating to your different kinds of courses that you're going to be offering on there. But 100%, I would say social media. What I didn't touch upon is Facebook groups. For example, you can start just a Facebook group that kind of has all this information, and then kind of build a following from there, or your Instagram profile where you can build a following where people are interested in buying these things. And then once you capture that audience, you get all their email addresses and continue with your email marketing campaigns as well. So yeah, websites, social media, keyword optimized landing pages, and email marketing would be great for that. One last question here. When being listed in directories, who sees the listing and where are they, and what companies do they represent? Are directories hyper-focused on specific audiences only? Please explain. No, so you have all kinds of directory listings available to you. You have stuff like Google My Business, similar to that. You have Yelp. Yelp is a directory listing. Google My Business is a directory listing. Facebook is a directory listing. Apple is a directory listing. Yahoo. They're all a little bit different than each other. It's not very necessary in SEO terms that, pertaining to your industry or pertaining to your service, that it's going to bring in the right kind of audience. But as I mentioned before, that's not your primary purpose of getting listed on all these different directories. Your primary purpose is to create that backlink to your website that's going to help boost everything else that you have going on in your marketing. It works, it's kind of hard to explain. It's going to boost your domain ranking. It just means that all these little things you're doing in all these different sites all kind of work together to boost you in your ranking, showing up on the first page of Google. So, yeah, you might be in front of the right audience, you might not be, but at least you're getting the right links back to your website to help get you in front of the right audience with the other marketing that you're doing as well. Another question, it can take many months to get highly ranked using strictly SEO. What is the temporary role of initially using PPC to create some immediate business while waiting for SEO to kick in? So I've heard that before multiple times, but in my, like I said, in over 5 years, we have never done PPC. I haven't done it for my own business. And, over 85 to 90% of our business even comes online. People find us online. I've never utilized that, so I can't really speak for it. But what I can say is, if you invest in your own website over time, you are investing in creating a very optimized website where you're always hopefully going to get found down the line because you never stop. When you do PPC, you are probably going to be found now, but if you're not putting those dollars in your website, once you don't have the budget for PPC, you're not going to be found anywhere online because you never put that money on your website. I have clients that I've had since I started my business 5 years down the line. They're so strong with their SEO that even in certain months, if they don't have the budget or don't want to put it in their SEO, they don't have to, and they're still going to rank. But if they were doing that with PPC, they'd never show up. Now they're so strong, it's hard to push them off the first page. I would say even personally in my, with what I do with digital marketing and SEO, you will have companies all over the Twin Cities that do PPC. But I never did that. So I kind of just went at creating the content every single month for months and months and months. And I would say, after the first year, it just started paying off for itself with more and more inquiries coming in and coming in and coming in. And then it's kind of like a snowball effect, because the more people that work with you, the more portfolio you have, the more people they're talking to and telling about you, and the more reviews you collect online after some time. And you'll see, like, if you just Google us, you're going to see all the reviews we have over time by people who mostly just found us online. So it snowballs.
There were two people who did place questions in the Q&A box, and I had asked them to please cut and paste them, put them in the chat so that everyone can see them. If they go in the Q&A, not everyone can see them. I don't see that you've done that. So if you could ask your questions again, but please put them into the chat box, that would be really helpful.
I'm going to respond back to Bill real quick too. And yeah, if you're doing PPC alongside building your SEO, 100% do it. I mean, like I said, there's so many places you can find your audiences. You're going to have those people that click on those ads. And again, I don't want to be, anti-ad, but I personally never click on ads. When I Google something, I want to either click on the business that shows up in the Google My Business box, or I go and find the business I want to go to directly. For some reason in my mind, I feel like it looks spammy to me, but again, that's only me. It's not possible that, a lot of other people might not think that way. Another reason why I'm so for organic SEO is because say you want to sell your business in 10 years, say you want to sell your business in 20 years. And through organic SEO, now you're getting 10,000, 20,000 leads or traffic to your website every single month. Your website is going to be an asset when you're sitting at that table and selling your business name to somebody else, because you're selling them a website that's getting up to 10 to 20,000 people coming to it every single month. So, think of it that way. Think of it in the long term. And it's really something you're really investing in yourself at the end of the day. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Kevin. That's very sweet. Raj, thank you for your question. Starting a new in-home healthcare business. The first thing you really want to get started with, priority-wise, is your Google My Business page and your website. Those two things you really, really want to focus on. A lot of people, like, if you don't have the budget to start your website right away, I would say get your Google My Business up there, because you can still collect reviews, you can still have a phone number, you can still create posts in there just as you would on Facebook, and it's free. So that's, again, I've covered how to get that set up, what to do, everything in my training as well. You can take a look at that there. But yeah, Google My Business and choosing the platform for your website. 100% I would recommend for an in-home healthcare business, do WordPress, because it's going to be the best for you in the future. Responding to Bill Arlen, is it true that for every $1 invested in email marketing provides $42 in return? I don't know. I have not heard of that, so I cannot confirm. But I think email marketing is as effective as your list, as your audience. If you have an audience that you just picked up from networking over the years, that you don't really know whether they're your perfect client or not. It really depends on the audience. You really want to focus on that audience. If you have someone who comes to your website and buys a product and they leave their information on there, they're going to come back and buy it again. And that's the right audience. But you can't just, all your networking leads, reaching out to them with a specific product and they might not want it. That's something I'd really want you to focus on, is making sure you create particular audiences for particular types of email marketing campaigns. Another question, how do you feel about WooCommerce with WordPress for selling? It is amazing. 100% I recommend WooCommerce with WordPress. Why? You have unlimited possibilities of the capabilities you can add with the WooCommerce extensions. There's just so many things you can do. It's not restrictive. It's very cost effective for an e-commerce store to be built with WordPress. Shopify is a little more expensive because you're stuck sometimes using some of their product and you can't just add any plugin to it. Even with Wix, I have created some websites for clients who preferred Wix and wanted to have an e-commerce store. Sometimes you're stuck using, just their payment system or something like that, or paying a little extra to use PayPal or something else. So yeah, WordPress with WooCommerce is an excellent option. And guys, I'm going to quickly in the chat box also just put my contact information in there in case you guys ever want to reach out or have any more questions. Oh yeah, I just shared the link to the online training. It's simply a PDF document. Like the second you buy it, you can download it. You always have access to it. And you can always go through it. And it's linked to everything like the software we utilize even in my company to streamline our processes. Everything is linked in there. The step-by-step of setting up your Google My Business, Google Search Console, Google Analytics account, all of that is in there for you to kind of DIY. Can I reshape? It's basically in a presentation format, so you can always download it as a PDF. You can even change that. If you just go to my website, it'll say, one moment. If you guys scroll up, you'll see the buy online training. It's linked right above. I just put it in the comments. This is kind of what it should look like. If you guys can see it. Any more questions, guys?
I'm just copying that piece of it.
Okay.
Oh, it's already there.
I
You
did
did
that,
it.
yeah.
You beat me to it.
Right, another question. Many of Portkey's clients seem to be in the home improvement trades. Would it benefit Portkey to be able to offer all of them some useful, helpful, added value? Not sure what the question is, but just to share with you guys real quick, I'd love to share my website here quick. And yeah, when I started off doing SEO, it was primarily for trades and construction. However, the best way to see, the clients that we're working with is to go to our clients page, and it's all up to date on our current clients. So you can go here on our clients page and get to see the client that we're working with, the project that we're working with them on, and what they do. So you can see there's a financial advisor. We're doing SEO and SEO boost. Like I said, we don't do everything. We are a custom house that does whatever a client needs. Here's another e-commerce website we're designing. Locksmith wanted a Google My Business page we set up. This is a technology company, virtual assistants. So it's not just trades and construction. The first year it primarily was, and our SEO works excellent for them. But then we started applying it to online bloggers, realtors, doctors. Yeah, these are all our new clients right here. So you can always see them. You can also see the ones that are in state, out of state. And yeah, scroll through. All right, any more questions?
No more questions, it looks like. Well, Sama, thank you so very much. This was quite informative. And if anybody else has any questions, you will be getting a copy of the recording as well as the PowerPoint. Just look for it in your email in the next few days.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for
Thank you all.
Here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.